Today we look at Smart TMS, who are utilising advances in technology to treat a range of illnesses. A lifesaver for those suffering with addictions and depression. Having worked with the NHS, RAF and Priory Clinic, we meet Dr. Neil.
My name is Dr. Lee Neil. I'm a consultant psychiatrist and I'm the medical director of Smart TMS. I brought the idea and the technology to the clinic. Smart TMS is the introduction of repetitive transcranial magnetic stimulation to the UK. It's a revolutionary new form of treatment, mainly for depression. In the past, psychiatrists such as myself might try several different types of antidepressant combinations. Then we'd reach a point where the patient still wouldn't improve. And even with skilled treatment antidepressants, you can only treat about 70% of patients. One of the positive things about RTMS is that once the person's been treated with it, they don't need to have any other form of treatment. They just remain well afterwards. You can see them almost start to come alive. There's a kind of positivity about them. They start to be more talkative and more enthusiastic. One of the conditions we're treating is cocaine addiction. We've had some very good results with that. Whereas we can treat someone with craving for cocaine with a 10-session course, midway through the treatment we find that the craving scores go right down to 0.
Having been used for over a decade in America, we meet Dr. Ruston Birla to examine if TMS poses any dangers.
My name is Dr. Ruston Birla. I'm a psychiatrist here in Southern California in the United States of America, and I specialize in TMS, or Transcranial Magnetic Stimulation. It's been used for about 30 years, and the safety record has been unblemished. There are no long-term bad side effects. There are no short-term side effects except mild headaches sometimes. I often ask patients at the end, what would you say to somebody who was thinking about doing this? And they often say, reassure them that their personality won't change. They will still be themselves.
The doctors are all in agreement of the effectiveness and safety of TMS. But does Isabel Lemming, a technician meeting patients daily, agree?
I'm the senior TMS technician here. Because we have such a close contact with the patient, when you're seeing someone every day for half an hour, you start to build up a really strong relationship. Lovely to be able to be involved with something like that really, when you can really impact someone's life to that degree. The families, of course, because they know the person so well, they'll be the first person to kind of start to notice the small changes. So they'll say, he laughed at that when, normally he'd kind of maybe give a wry smile, but he wouldn't really give too much to that situation.
Like now, you could actually, I think I could fall asleep.
They'll come in maybe after the weekend and they'll say, I managed to clean my room this weekend and I haven't done that in 2 months and I've been meaning to do it for ages and I just haven't been able to build up the courage really to do it. There's a range of disorders that we treat at Smart TMS here. The main one, of course, is depression. We also treat OCD, depersonalisation, PTSD, and addictions, mostly cocaine addiction, but also alcohol and smoking and methamphetamine addiction as well. This man was really, really lovely. We all got on with him really well, and he actually found it quite hard to tolerate the treatment, so we had to take it a little bit slower with him. But it got to his 7th session and he started to say that he couldn't think about cocaine, like there was almost a mental block there, like he couldn't even think of the word. He described it as not being able to think about it at all. It was almost like it had never existed and it didn't exist in his world.
We meet Rory, a patient suffering from depression and undergoing the treatment, to find out if it really is the miracle cure Smart TMS claim it to be.
I think the first thing that I liked was that it wasn't it didn't feel like a really clinical environment to begin with. It wasn't frightening at all. I'm Rory, I'm here at the TMS Smart Clinic in Kensington in London. I've been on medication for depression. People look at you, they see this person who's looks confident and everything, and inside you just, half the time you're crumbling. 2 months ago, you wouldn't have even been outside, I'd been hid in the house, I'd only go out for a walk when it had gone dark. It's very lonely, you're in your own little world. I think you're more excited than sort of frightened because you just think there's something else that can help you, do something for you. This has certainly enabled me to take that control, to that degree where I can work, I can live some kind of normality. I would tell anybody, if they can do this, just at least speak to them here, speak to the doctors, sounds a bit cliched, you know, but without it, I more than likely wouldn't have a life, you know, and you wonder where you would be now. When you see what effect it does have on people, you know, who are close to you, they're getting broken too because they can't stand to see what it's doing to you. It's just fantastic that there's something out there that can actually give me my life back, you know, and give them their life back too.
TMS for depression is NICE approved as effective and safe. Some 60% of patients gain remission from depression.